Peace, peace. We are live. We are live in the building. I got my brother Cee Willis in here. What's going on, C?
What's up? What's up? How you doing, man? How you doing, man? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm fantastic, man. It's been a minute. And peace and love to the family. And listen, fam, when we come back, we're going to be talking to the author, musician, entrepreneur, Cee Willis. We be right back.
And it never gets hard enough for you. You've been enchanting this heart of mine for the longest time. Slow dancer, you stun me up with all your romancing, and it's making me weak like no one else, like there's no one else in the world. I'm under your spell, baby. This is our time. The dance floor is jumping, move me tonight. Boy, you got something that makes me feel like I'm at the top of the world. Spin me around and around, and this is our time. The dance floor is jumping, move me tonight. Boy, you got something that makes me feel like I'm at the top of the world. Spin me around and around, yeah. Dance with me. The music is making me so dizzy. I need to give in to the strong rhythm, 'cause I'm beginning to break free. Be here with me. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Be here with me. This is our time. The dance floor is jumping. Move me tonight. Boy, you got something that makes me feel like I'm at the top of the world. Spin me around and around. This is our time. The dance floor is jumping. Move me tonight. Boy, you got something that makes me feel like I'm at the top of the world. Round and around, yeah. I'm at the top of the world. I'm at the top of the world. I'm at the top of the world. Spin me around, round and around. Yeah. This is our time. Move me tonight. This is our time. Soul chaser, you turn me on. Groove is your true nature, and it never gets hard enough for you. You've been enchanting this heart of mine for the longest time. Slow dancer, you stun me up with all your romancing, and it's making me weak like no one else, like there's no one else in the world. I'm under your spell, baby. This is our time. The dance floor is jumping, move me tonight. Boy,
Peace, my man Life. What's going on, C? Oh man, it's been a beautiful time, man. It's been a long time. Good to see you, man. I'm hearing a lot of beautiful things that's going on out there, man. It is the main office, your boy Shaun G. And listen, we're gonna be taking a little bit of Q&As a little bit later in the show. So if you want to come in or you want to call in or you just have a question, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat box, and we'll go ahead and get to some of your questions. Man, Life, how you been, man?
I've been great, man. I've been great. Doing a lot of things. I've been busy.
Yeah.
Writing, doing shows, just preparing. I'm engaged. Whole lot going on.
Yeah, and you've been very busy, man. Peace and love. I see. Shout out to Levon who shared the stream. Peace and love to you. And we're just waiting for a couple more people. We I'm thinking about 10 minutes in to the stream, and it's early. It is a Sunday, and it's been a minute since we have been around here on Facebook, bringing the show to the family and friends and all that good stuff, man. So we're just going to get into it because we have a very important guest in the building, a friend of mine tonight, entrepreneur, author, friend, who's also well-known in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Cee Willis to the show.
Hey, what's up?
Absolutely. And of course, I know you are very busy. You've been very busy these days. I'm hearing a lot of things going on. Also about the book, the popular book, Can I Fly? And so we're going to start at the beginning. We're talking about artists. We're talking about entrepreneur. We're talking about somebody who's very well known in the community and all that kind of stuff. So let's just start from the beginning. Cee, where were you born?
I'm born in Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York.
Caribbean background. My family's from Trinidad. But I'm born in Brooklyn. Grew up in Long Island.
Absolutely. What was it like coming up in Brooklyn? Because, we talking about you coming up in Brooklyn earlier days. Now, did you come over from the islands, or were you here originally coming up here?
No, I'm first generation here. My family from Trinidad, both parents. And I've lived in Brooklyn, Crown Heights, Kingsborough projects. I lived there till I was about 8 years old. Then I moved to Queens, Cambria Heights. And then from there, I went to Elmont when I was like about 16. And then spent most of my adulthood there until I came back to Brooklyn.
Absolutely. Peace and love to Vet Pooh Bear on the check-in. Vet Pooh Bear, go ahead and share the video when you get an opportunity to. And that's what's up. All right, so moved over there. All right, and so we talking music, and I want to start early. I want to go back early. Let's take it back to the music and all that kind of stuff. When did you first get in the music situation? Because I hear, not only are you an author and a community activist and, very well known in the community, doing a lot of things for the kids and doing a lot of things out there. You're an artist first, and this is something that you came up doing. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's talk a little bit about when did you first get into the music, what inspired you, and how was it coming up as a younger C, saying, this is what I want to do. Who was that artist you seen on the stage? What was it like, or who inspired you and what started you to get into the music?
I've always been around music. My uncle was a DJ, so I used to just go with him to the parties. I would carry records, and he would be spinning, and there'd be times where he would leave. I would just grab the mic and just be like 1, 2, 1, 2, and emulate my favorite rappers. Was a big fan of Run DMC, Slick Rick.
Oh.
So those were like my earlier times listening to hip hop. Just fell in love with it from the gate. From the first time I heard hip hop, I fell in love with it.
Right.
And then
go ahead, my brother.
I went to Maryland. I was probably like about 13. I couldn't rap, but coming from New York, we heard a lot of songs way before they did.
Right.
So I was out there fronting pretending kicking raps that they never heard before. You know what I mean? I know all the joints. They was like, wow, you could rap, amazing, you know?
Right.
But then I ran out of songs. I've been repeating the same songs all over. So this one cat came to me and he was like, yo, teach me how to rhyme. And I'm sitting here like, I was like, rapping is easy. You can rap. He's like, teach me. So I just ended up started rhyming. And it was just like that. I'm trying to teach him to rap. I taught myself to rap. So I taught two people how to rap right then and there.
Now, what kind of raps? And you were saying that you you was kicking raps. What were some of the rhymes? Do you remember some of the rhymes? Are we saying now? When we talking, back then, are we talking what year are we talking? And what are you singing? Slick Rick? Are you singing?
We talking about had to been about 86. Like back then, 86. Remember Lottie Dottie?
Lottie Dottie. We talking.
All right,
Slick Rick.
I had two. My first rap I wrote that I could remember. It went mommy. So a bunch of was like. Mommy, I got a fever. I'm so sick, my teeth are like a beaver. I got the shade, head is bad cold, with that stairs and the whip to the toilet bowl. And I had to spit before you knew it done. I started to after that, I took a glance, then the fell down my pants. It was like nursery.
So it was nursery raps. I mean, was they like, oh, this is dope? Or was they like, yo, come on, man, you got to step your game up? Or at that time I was like 12 years old. So okay,
in my class, it was amazing. It was like, wow, you can rap. But then this one dude, I said, he said, say that rap again. So I said the rap. Man, that man came with fire. He told me a new one. I was like, oh man, I didn't understand that. Rap was about battling and all of that. I just kicked my little rhyme, and he set me up.
Right.
He came with some heat. I said, okay, this is serious. I went back home and started writing my rhymes, started listening to Cool J and all of that. Started coming with my rhymes. I came back again. I was ready for him. I took him out. And then it just started from there. The battling.
Mm-hmm. So y'all was so early then. So that's what really got you going. Now, did you say at that time, you know what, man, this is something that I really want to do? Because now I'm pumped up. I'm actually doing it. I'm learning the craft. I'm getting involved in it. And now I really want to take it to the next level. You 12 years old, 13 years old. When did you get to the point where you like, all right, cool, I want to do this? And when did you get the opportunity to actually do it?
Well, at that time, I realized that rapping, it gave you popularity. All of a sudden, I was the kid who could rap. And I wasn't really, I wouldn't say I wasn't popular, but rapping made me become popular. I was known as that kid could rap, the dude could rap. So everywhere I went, somebody always wanted me to rap. So it just made me want to keep having new rhymes to write. So I had my rap book, and I was constantly writing all the time in class, just writing, forming little crews and stuff like that. So I would say about maybe around 16, I started saving up some lunch money and I had to go to the studio and actually record something, Mm-hmm. And then once I recorded, I remember presenting I knew this girl. She knew a manager or something, and I made a demo and I gave it to her. And I told her, I saved my lunch money and I got a tune.
Right.
She took the song, played it for the dude. She came back and she was like, homie, you should have ate your lunch.
She was on some, don't be mad, UPS is hiring.
Come on, dude, this ain't it. You know?
Right.
But I never
now,
what
age are we talking?
We talking like 16.
16,
yeah,
okay.
Making my first demo, 15, 16.
Okay. And your first demo, 15, 16, did you make the beat? Now was it something that you had to, because did you get to that point yet? Now when you looking for beats, or who's that guy in the area that say, yo, I'm, at the same time you coming up, the same time that person is coming up, or is it just something you just did a cappella? How does that work?
Well, I would listen to records. Like I said, my uncle was a DJ, so I always was around records. I collected records. And I would just, hip hop then was all about sampling, you know what I mean? So you heard a tune that you liked, you take a piece of that from James Brown. And so I pretty much, I guess I produced the record because I already knew what I wanted it to sound like. I didn't know how to put it together.
Right.
So I took it to the engineer. I told him I took a Diana Ross sample with some drums, put it together, and I started making my tracks. I started writing to them. First, I made the beats. Then I wrote to them, and I went back to the studio and recorded it.
Okay. And as they hear it, it's like, it ain't ready yet. You need to go do something else. You ain't give up. But
never.
Yeah. So was performing always, the thing that you wanted to do? First, because you was first introduced to actually doing what we call, today you'll call it I guess karaoke, or you'll call it a cover, you acting like you actually wrote the song or whatever the case may be. Now, was that your first bite or your first bug? Was it doing more stage performing, or did you really wanted to go more into the producing side or behind the scenes? Which was the more of the element that actually drew you to the music?
Really all of it. I was just in love with the whole movement. Period. I wanted to do all aspects of it. Write, produce, perform. Because I was always performing when I was in school. It was a crowd around. The only thing I was missing was the actual stage. You know what I mean? But once I got to high school, Thomas Edison High School, we had a talent show. Went on the talent show, and I did my thing. People was coming. I didn't win, but I did very well.
Right,
and it brought some popularity. And then I started hooking up with people around the way who was into rhyming. Everybody started forming a little crews. Then I went to Cleveland, Ohio, thing called Rap Fest 91. Yeah, Rap Fest 91. And went out there and was doing my thing, battling. So I started getting my experience from there. And from then, any opportunity for open mic or anything I was doing. I was like the youngest person going in the spots. Just doing my thing. And by me doing that so many times, I started getting on people's mixtapes. And then I ran into this guy. His name was Jack. He knew my neighbor. And he was Jack at the time was messing with some group. I think he was cool with I want to say third base. I don't remember what group he was cool with at the time back then. But he had an opportunity to get a record deal. But he know how to write. So I started writing songs for him. And then he was doing his thing. And then eventually he was like, yo, let's form a group. I was like, okay, I'm with it. Whatever's going to get me in the door, you know?
Right.
And then we formed a group, and then we started doing demos and stuff like that. We caught a couple of record deals. First with Jive RCA, and then after that we went over to Profile Records.
All right, and so before we get into the profile thing, let's scale back just a little bit. So now you actually get into a place where you making music now, and you meeting up with people who's actually rubbing elbows with the people that's kind of in the game. So you're not quite there yet, but you getting your feet wet. And so let's scale back just a little bit. And I want to talk about that because your first touch of it is Jive. Now we kind of jumping a little head because you don't just jump into Jive, go up to Jive. You know what I mean? Let's kind of get up to that point because we know now, you're doing it, you're feeling it, you're going on the road, you're a young, inspiring artist and all that kind of stuff. And you ready to break in. But you first meet Jack, and Jack, now, is Jack really ahead of the game? Where's he, at the time, as far as, his progress on a professional level? Where's he when you meet him?
When I met him, he was a person who just he knew a lot of people. He had his own group. I think it was called J plus the Trey. I really don't remember what group he was really with. Like, who was running with at the time. But he had his group and he was doing his thing. They were doing shows and stuff like that. And I was still, like I said, I just came from going to Cleveland. I was doing shows. I linked up with a guy named Spark 950. He was my manager. Okay. We was doing shows and demos and a whole bunch of things like that. So we had little deals that was coming on the table. But I didn't really like the way the business was running because Spark was trying to like corner the market with me. He was my producer. He wanted to be my manager. He wanted to be the label. It was just too much. He had too much control over me, and I wasn't really feeling it.
Right. Now, Spark was somebody that was Jack's friend. Is this your friend?
No. Spark had nothing to do with Jay. He was somebody. He was just doing his own thing. He actually had a guy named Timbo King. They was down with Royal Fam. He actually had a song on the Who's the Man soundtrack. That was the first time that Biggie actually came out. He was on the Who's the Man soundtrack with Party and Bullshit. And Timbo King had a song called Hello. And then from there, I was on the B side of that record. That was actually the first time I was actually on something that was live.
Peace and love to Jason on the check. And what's up, Levon? Shout out to Kiwaja. Also, shout out to Girleen. All right. So, okay. So you transitioning now. Now you rubbing elbows. We're talking about the guy, Sparks. Now let's kind of jump a little bit. Let's jump a little bit ahead. Cause now you rubbing elbows with people who's actually doing it. And then you formulating. Now we do know that Profile was a part of the history. And let's talk a little bit about the Profile situation. And also, how did that single deal come about? Because, after everything happened, y'all get together, y'all finally fine-tune exactly what it is that you're doing. And then you get your first break in the music industry by signing your first single deal with Profile Records. And we know that Profile Records, at the time, they had artists like Camp Lo, Dana Dane, DJ Quick,
Special Ed, The Hustler, Run DMC,
Rob Bass, Jam Master Jay, Poor Righteous Teachers, and this is a big deal. We talking a big deal.
Very big deal.
So let's go. Let's lead me up. Walk the audience up into how did that get started? What happened? Who was there? And when did that actual break take place?
Well, the first thing came about was me and Jay. We linked up with Twin from the Disco Twins back in the day. They had a group, and Twin was doing demos with us. So we started doing demos, and shopping it. He actually knew a guy named Jeff Harris. Jeff Harris was the manager of Onyx. And once he heard me and Jay, he wanted us to be a part of what he was doing. But I was already with Spark at the time. So it was like a kind of almost conflict of interest. I was doing songs with Jay, but I was really under contract with Spark. So I kept doing, I did a couple songs with Jay, left that alone, but my main focus was Spark. My group was called Malfunction. Now, Jay hit me up. He was like, listen, what we got is fire. Onyx manager want to mess with us. Fredro's really feeling the music. Leave that situation with. Come over here and we're going to get something rolling. You've been with them guys for a year now. Nothing's going on. My guys going to take you straight to the top. I had a meeting with Jeff Harris. Jeff Harris told me,
hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
Hold on 1 second. We got a little echo. Do you got a window open in the background light? See?
No, I don't. I can turn my volume down just a little bit.
Do me a favor. Go into your settings real quick if you can in the audio area and go ahead and hit the the echo cancellation. See if you're on echo cancellation or you're on stereo, because we getting the audio from YouTube and also coming over here on Facebook as well. As a matter of fact, hang on 1 second. Let me see where the echo's coming from. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Mic check. All right, we good. Okay. All right, so we good over here. Go ahead. Let me get some audio from you, Life.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. How we sounding?
Yeah, you echoing on your end. It's either you don't have a window open, so the echoing is not coming from another window. So let's try to get into your settings and get that echoing removed real quick. Hang on 1 second. And peace and love to the family. Y'all come on in. If you're just coming in, just joining us, we do have Cee Willis, author. We talking about author of the book Cannot Fly, and we're going to be getting into that a little bit later. All right, and we talking right now about the profile deal. Cee Willis starting his music career back in the day, and he was able to break into the music industry. I think that's something that you guys would be very interested in. So we'll get into that, but let's just get ahead and get the echoing up out of the studio. All right. So,
how is it now?
You sounding good over here to me. Drop your comments below if you tuned in right now, and go ahead and share the video. All right. So, give me 1 second. Let me just make sure. Yeah, you still echoing. Can you get inside of the Are you able to get inside of the studio? You in the studio right now, but are you able to go into your settings? Peace and love to Ophelina. Hey, Ophelina.
How now? Is that better?
Yeah, you good. I hear you clean over here, but going out to the audience, you actually. All right, so we're going to get him to go out and come right back in. All right, let's get my brother Life back up in here. And peace and love to the family, man. Listen, this is the first show on the main office of your boy Shaun G, and we're actually back with a new format where we'll be interviewing people who's doing things out in the community and also in a specific area and all that good stuff. So, stay with me and come on and join us and spend some time over here at the main office. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and follow the Shaun G channel. That's Shaun G, CHANNEL channel over here on Facebook. All right. If you're just new to the actual page, I'll go ahead and add the page. All right. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. How does it sound now? I saw it said echo cancellation. I pressed it off.
All right. Hang on 1 second. All right, so do me a favor, go back into that again and go to instead of the echo cancellation, just go to stereo audio. Click on stereo audio as opposed to the echo. So uncheck that and check stereo audio.
Automatically adjust like volume. Okay. How is that?
Hang on. All right, we still got a little bit of echo. All right, so here's what we're going to do, family. Let's try to, y'all getting that echo on that side? Drop a comment below and let me know if you're still hearing the echo on your end, because I'm still hearing it over here. I just want to make sure you guys are what you are hearing over there. So let me know. All right, go ahead, say something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
here, we live.
Now, bear with us for a moment. Key Wiser says she hear the echo when she talks. Okay. Go ahead, say something again, Lai.
Yes,
Yes.
1 2
One,
1
two, 1,
2.
2.
Let me
Let me
try
try
something
something
else.
else.
Yeah, it's double echoing. Check, make sure you not. Just try to double check and see if you
How is
you
it
How is
now?
it now?
hold on.
1, 2, 1, 2. Now, when you hear it, is it something where
All
it's
right. All right. So I think it's sounding better now. I think we sounding better now. All right. Go ahead and say a couple things. See, let me see if we got that echo from your area still.
all right? So back with, the situation with
See, you there?
Spark 950 and Jeff Harris. How is that? Is that better?
All right, cool. I think we good. We good now. I'm not hearing the echo. Drop a comment below. Let me know if you're still hearing the echo when she talk. So let's go ahead and get back into it. All right, so let's scale back a little bit, family. If you're just tuning in, this is your boy Shaun G. We got Cee Willis in the studio today, author of the brand new book, and the book is really popping off fast. We're going to be getting into that and getting into the area and the information where you can go and get it and how you can support it and all that good stuff. So we were just talking about breaking into the music industry. Um, Back in the day, and you starting to kind of ramp it up. You know, you with your partners, and you kind of caught in between two worlds with two different camps. And now you have what you call concrete and official, deals on the table. And now you got to make a decision. So let's start right there. We talk about Jeff Harris, which is a manager who actually brought y'all in and was doing some things at the time. He was the manager of the double platinum artist selling group called Onyx back in the days. Now, let's start right there with Jeff Harris and y'all formulating right before y'all started to get the group going and when the deal was laid on the table. Let's talk about how that all came about and let's move into that area.
Well, Jeff Harris says that, basically he was kind of putting down
Unmute your mic.
Spark, saying like, look, Spark isn't nobody. I got the hottest group in the world right now.
Unmute your
Get with
mic.
me
Unmute your
and
mic. You
I'll
muted.
get you a record deal in 7 days. That's what he proposed to me. He said, sign with me and I'll get you signed in 7 days.
Hold on. You
And I
muted. You
would
muted.
say about five
Unmute your
days
mic.
after that, we was in Jive. We were in Jive RCA, and we had signed a demo deal with them for about 15,000, and we was in the studio.
Unmute your mic, my brother. Unmute your mic.
Like before you know it, we was already, in the studio. I was in the studio with Onyx, and when they were recording their second album, The Last Days.
Hang on, family.
Okay.
Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
We good?
All right. We can hear you. The family can hear you, but I don't think I'm not hearing you over here. So check your mic. Go out and come back in because you muted over here.
Yeah. How was it? How was it?
All right. Did you turn something off on your end? Because it's saying like I see your mic is on, but I don't hear you when you talk.
Yeah, at the time so pretty much Jeff Harris got us a record deal within 5 days. Got us up in Job RCA 5 days from promise. He said 7 days. He got us there in 5 days.
Y'all can hear them? Okay, they saying they can hear you, but I can't hear you. All right, so shout out to Key watching. She ain't here holding it down. She must be watching the Giants. Giants must be losing by 40 right now. So she holding us down in the building. Peace of love to BFFF on the check-in. Man. who you tell to fix your sound? Fix my sound or what sound we need to fix? We sounding crazy all together. What's going on? I'm not hearing Life at all. Y'all hearing him. I do hear him on the feed, but I can't hear him talking to him directly. Okay, y'all don't play it tomorrow. All right. They're gonna take a 40 I think it might be a 60 to 70-0 type of thing. It might be one of them things Miami had going on last week with a 70-something blowout. And Giants can't beat nobody these days. I don't know why you still riding with that team. All right, let's man. Peace a lot of Phil Mika on the check-in. Hey, I don't know, like try to go out and come back in. Try to go out and come back. If you hear me, try to log out and log back in. I mean, not log out, excuse me, go out of the studio and come back in. Yes, family, we are back. Man, we're going to be bringing y'all some shows. I'm going to be hitting y'all with these live interviews starting now. All right, a lot of live interviews. And we're going to be bringing some interesting people in here to be talking about some things that's going on out here.
Okay, right. Okay. That.
All right, there you go. You back, my brother. All right, man. Now let's make sure you good. Let's go ahead and get a microphone check. 1 2 1 2 on your side, Life.
1 2 1 2. Now it's that echo situation again.
We echoing again?
No, I'm fine. Is it good on your end?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I think we should be good. All right, give me another 1 2 1 2.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah, give me another 1 2 1 2, Life.
Yeah, everything is good. Cannot Fly in stores now. Amazon children's book. It's number 5 in the UK.
Hang on, family. All right, we good. Main office, your boy Shaun G. We got Life in the building, and All right, we good, y'all. We back here. We back. We back. The mics are sounding right. No more echoing. Shout out to Kiwaja. Say congratulations on the book. We're gonna get into the book, and we want everybody to go ahead and support the book. All right, we want everybody to support the book. Also tonight, I'm gonna be giving away. I think I'm gonna be buying like 2 books for somebody just to give away, maybe to one of the parents to give away, and all that kind of stuff. So y'all just stick around. Yeah. We're gonna get into all that. So let's speed it up. Let's kind of speed the round up. All right, y'all get the single deal. You on profile. You with all the record. You with all of the artists. You with Camp Low. You probably seeing Rob Bass. Of course we knew. Rest in peace to Kurt Hamilton, which was Rob Bass' manager. We knew him for years. Who lived in the town where we came
Yes.
up out of. And so now things are starting to roll with profile and all that kind of stuff. What's happening there? Who signed it? Who signed you? And what steps did they take to actually get the project going? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, like I said, first it was Jive. We got to Jive, and we had something going on in there. But because there was so many artists at the time, they, politics of the industry, they kind of put us on the shelf for a minute, and they made us had to wait. But because we only had a demo deal, we wasn't technically signed to them. We just had a situation where we make a few songs with the intent of doing an album. So because they wanted us to come out a few years later, we went now. So what's his name? Chris Lighty, God bless the dead, Chris Lighty. He had heard our project and he sent it over to Profile. And a guy named Chris Laundry at Profile was really interested in us. So he reached out to so Chris Lighty reached out to Jay. And then Jay came to me and was like, "Yo, Profile wants to sign us. How do you
Man,
feel about that?"
hang on one second. Like, go out, come right back in. Go out, come right back in. And we're gonna stick right on Chris Lighty. We're gonna get it together, y'all. We're gonna get it together. We got your boy, we got Cee Willis in the building, talking about his journey in the music. So we're gonna get it together up in here. All right, we got one thing going and then something else is happening. So we're gonna get it
Yeah.
live.
Yes.
And once again, see, everybody hear you. That's crazy. Everybody hear you, but I'm not hearing you. And I don't know why I'm not hearing you, bro. You in here. You live. Everything is good on this side. So why am I not hearing you is weird. Yeah. We still getting the echo is out of there, right? We don't have no echo no more. I'm not hearing the echo.
No,
All
I
right,
don't.
there you
I don't hear anything. Everything is cool. There's no
all right, you good.
delays in my
You
voice.
good.
Right.
Let's go. We good. Everything is good. All right, cool. So y'all got the demo deal. Y'all don't have the single deal yet. You got the demo deal. So
Well,
the demo deal is
yes,
happening. Let's talk about walk us through what happens next after the demo deal. You meet Chris Lighty. Rest in peace, Chris Lighty. And we know Chris Lighty was responsible for some of the biggest names in the music industry out there. You
yes,
meet with Chris
definitely.
Lighty. What goes on with Chris Lighty? How everything transpired? Go.
Well, yeah, like I said, Chris Lighty, I heard it, and he was feeling the project a lot, so he was kind of passing it around to different A&Rs for us, because like I said, he knew Jay. I personally, I wasn't friends with Chris Lighty, but my partner was,
Right.
and he passed it over to Profile, and word got back that Profile really wanted to deal with us. So Chris Lighty reached out to Jay. Jay reached out to me and was like, "How do you feel about Profile Records?" And I was like, "Yo, it's always been one of my dreams to be on Profile." Like I said earlier, I
Right.
was
Right.
emulating Run DMC, and they was on that label. It was like kind of like the laws of attraction. You know how things is attracted to you. I used to stare at that record label when I was a kid. You know what I mean? And
Right.
all of a sudden, this is the label that I actually get signed to. So it was a big deal for me. And
Hmm.
we get down there and we get signed. We get signed. They signed us right away, and there was no delay, anything like that. And we started going to the studio. We started making some songs. So Fredro had produced a few tracks. He came up with a track. It was a banger. Really was feeling it. He did the hook. I mean, he gave us the hook. He pretty much gave us the record. You know what I mean? Gave us the hook and the beat,
Now we
and
talking
we
about
just had to.
Fredro
Fredro
Starr from
Starr,
Group
yes,
Onyx.
Fredro Starr from Onyx, yes,
Okay.
and gave us the track. We was going to the studio, and we was on our way to Battery Studios, and pretty much you actually was there. If people don't know, you was
Yeah.
right there. You
And
was
we're gonna
right.
get into
You know, you,
all that. So Battery Studio happened, you get the record. So, y'all basically get now do you get the well, you get the hook. So you get the beat, you get the hook, or do you just get the song, you hear it on something different? Was the song that actually came out, was that the actual song that you got? What did you get from Fredro Starr?
Fredro Starr was producing us. You know what I mean? So he gave us tons of beats all the time. I used to go to his house fluently,
Hmm.
meet him in the studio, and he would just give us tracks. Give me song,
Right.
give me beats. But it was one particular beat. He was like, "This right here should be your first record." He's like, "This is a hit. This should be your first record." When I first heard the track, when he said the hook, I was like, "Yes, this is it." This is the banger. You know what I mean?
And
Hands down.
now is that record When I Say?
That is When I Say. Yes.
Now, does it have that original beat that actually came out, or was there a different? Because you did on that single, there were two. I believe it was A side and a B side. Um, which the song that actually was playing the most?
Yeah, that was the Fredro version. Yes.
That's the
Yes.
Fredro version. Okay, so now y'all get the deal. Um, so when did A&R Chris what was his name? A&R
Laundry, Chris Laundry.
Chris Landry. When did he come into play?
He was always in the mix. You know what I mean? He was the one who actually signed us. He was our A&R, so he was always a part of the project. He was the one who wanted to sign us, so he was in charge of our project.
Got you. Okay. Shout out to Chris Landry, who's by the way, I seen him a couple weeks ago. And he's not kind of in it, but he's still, he's still playing around with it. So all that happened, y'all get the deal, y'all excited. What's the feeling like? You get your first deal, y'all actually sitting in the studio and you signed the deal. I mean, what are y'all doing when y'all leave? Do you leave the building slow? You play it cool? Do you get excited when you step out the building?
Ah
What's
man, I man, it was very emotional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just signed in the dotted line. I ain't even I don't even think I read the
You didn't read the
contract, man. I
contract.
just I just signed the thing, man. I was like, stop playing, let's do it. you know, which I don't think was the wisest move at the time, but hey, listen,
Let's
I
make it
did it.
happen. Let's
Let's make
start
it
there.
happen. Don't waste no time. Let's get it moving.
All right, so y'all get rolling. Now, let's just back up just a little bit because there's a piece to the puzzle that's missing, and let's just go over that a little bit because now, you got the deal and everything. Now, what happened? Because there was, because from what I remember, do you was there like a was there a time before the record was already there? Fredro gets the record, y'all got the record, but there was an empty there was an empty slot on that record. So, Jack got a verse, your partner, you got a verse, and then there's a third verse on the record. Now, this is where I come into play because now, I'm actually hanging out, and we always been friends, but now I'm hanging
Yeah,
out,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
with y'all with the music conversation going on, and y'all need this third verse, and so we driving around and we hear the beat, we hear the song, we hear the verses, and I hear the song and I'm like, yo, I got a verse to that. My very first rap that I wrote, I got a verse. And so we do a verse and Jack immediately say, yo, that right there got to be on the song. That's it. That got to be on the song. Now, what came first? Was the song half done before y'all got the deal, or the deal y'all had to get the song done. Y'all had to add that last verse on it. Where was the void? What happened to the void? How did that happen? Was it because Jack couldn't put a song? I mean, another verse on there, or he didn't? Or nobody had another verse. What happened right there?
Nah, well, we already, like I said, we had songs already. We had the demo deal, so we had songs, but we just didn't do something to that track right there. We already had songs. That's why we got the deal. It was just what song was we going to put out first. So
Gotcha.
when we
Gotcha.
had that track, it was we were supposed to go to the studio and finish the song. I had my verse. I was actually ready. Jay had his part, but he didn't have the rest of the song.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because he went first, I went second, and we supposed to go back and forth on the last one. You know,
Hmm.
but his part, now that
He
I think about it, he wasn't ready. You know what I mean? He didn't have his
right.
piece.
Right.
It is what it is. He didn't have his part. So it was like, who gonna fill that piece? And then you stepped up and was like, yo, I got something for that. And then you jumped on it. And then when you got on it, it was hands down undeniable. That was the piece for the song. You know what I mean? So that's how we made history right there. But in all reality, he didn't have his piece.
So that's where the void came in. He just didn't have none. So the deal's happening. It's already happening.
Yeah,
Now,
yes, yes.
what was it that turned the A&Rs and the business people up at the label that made them say, "All right, y'all got a few records." What was it that turned it? Was it the fact that Fredro was a part that he produced the beat? I mean, what was the push and how did that actual song become the single off of the demo project?
Well, it was pretty much because we was with Onyx and they was doing their new album was about to drop, and Fredro produced the track. He pretty much produced all the tracks, but that was the one he was gonna stand behind 100% at the time, and
Right.
the labels was ready to run with that because Onyx already had their hype, and it was easy to just
To
go
just
along with
piggyback off
everything,
of that.
to just piggyback off of that and keep it going.
Right. And which made a lot of sense. So now everything is rolling. The song is finished. You add that piece to the puzzle. And now let's talk a little bit about the booking agency. You guys signed a exclusive booking deal with famous booking agencies and went on the road.
Yes,
What
yes.
was the experience like, going on the road and what are some of the big name artists you guys went on the road with? Because we all was there, but I want to hear from you as the artist,
Um,
you know.
yeah, I mean, we were signed to famous, booking agency. We was on the roll with, Keith Murray. We did shows at Run DMC, Redman, um, Onyx, of course, Big DS, God, bless the dead. He was like our
Yes.
road manager.
Yeah, I
So he
remember.
ran
I
with
remember.
us, you know what I mean? And we did shows with Lost Boys. Like we was all over. Wherever famous would take us, we would go. There's times, we would they would pay for the hotel, everything. Just had to get ourselves there. Sometimes we rent vans and drive, or whatever. We on the
Yeah,
road
yeah.
traveling. You know.
Now, with when you guys booked with the agency, was that something that Jack took care, or were you there during the whole negotiation situation? And how does that look once you get a part of the booking agency? What is the process with that?
It was pretty much. It was very simple. It was like once we had a record deal, the agency was right there ready. The label set that up. To be honest, it was like, okay, you got to go on the road and you got to promote the record. So it wasn't like we had to find them. They were already there. Run, like I said, they was with Run DMC already, and they was in business with Profile Records. So pretty much most of the artists dealt with Famous.
Right. So that's pretty much it's kind of like sister and brother type of thing. They was one hand
Yes.
wash the other type of thing. All right. So the group goes on the road. I believe one of the shows, you guys we actually came and was headlining um, well, not headlining, was actually on a bill with Run DMC. This was in Raleigh, North Carolina, and
Yes.
we talking what, maybe 12,000, 15,000 people in the crowd. Um,
Yes, it was a
yeah.
big deal. It was a big arena. Yeah. Yes.
Now, was that your biggest show?
That was around one of the biggest shows, you know. I don't really yeah, those arenas, that whole all of those tours, most of them, that was the capacity of the shows, you know. So
Yeah,
it was a
and I
big
can
deal, yeah.
Yeah, and I can remember stepping out. We talking 15,000. Let's talk a little bit about the experience, because of course, now you guys are on the road. You rubbing elbows with Redman, Keith Murray, Jam Master Jay, the whole Run DMC situation. Um, and the song is being heard by the masses. The song is being heard up and down the DMV, tri-state area, and you start to leak over into some of the first parts. Well, not first, but some of the upper parts of the South, being in North Carolina. Now, what are some of the other areas that you guys started to promote the song in?
The song was pretty much nationwide. It was everywhere. It was on every major radio. It was everywhere, you know, where hip hop was played, the song was being played.
Mm.
It was everywhere.
Absolutely. Now, I want to go into talking about coming back to New York City, because I know the first, and shout out to Sasha on the check-in. She said congratulations
Thank you.
on the book. All right, peace and love to Sasha Ellie on the check-in. I want to talk a little bit about the coming back off the road with Run DMC, those names, and coming back to New York City. The song is actually picking up some steam. And of course, if you open it up for a big group like Run DMC in front of a mass crowd like that, you're getting eyeballs. People are talking, things are happening. You may have a crowd wrapped around around your room and all that kind of stuff, because you guys are starting to look famous out here in these streets. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on when you get back to New York City. And specifically, let's talk about the first time the song was going to get played on the radio. And I can remember Hot 97, Angie Martinez show, where the song was announced that when she come back, she's gonna play a song by the group, um, by the group, and I think she was interviewing Foxy Brown at the time, and she said the title of the song, when I come back, I'm gonna play the song. Now, do you remember that? Because right when she said that, Foxy Brown made fun of the title of the song, and Foxy Brown also made fun of just the whole idea of playing that song. She made a comment like, "Who is that?" And Angie Martinez said, "Yeah, I know," and she did not play the song. And we talking about prime time. At this time, Angie Martinez was actually the prime time radio host on one of the biggest, or actually the biggest hip hop station in the nation, in that big market. And how were you feeling? Because I think everybody was on notice. Hey, the song is gonna get played today. And when Foxy Brown made that comment, which basically deterred Angie Martinez from actually playing a record, what are you feeling? Where are you? How you feeling? Like, it's about to happen. Talk a little bit about that experience right there.
Um, I don't I don't remember that particular moment. You know what I mean? I do remember the first time I actually heard the song. You know what I mean? Because the song was playing, did play on Hot 97 a few times. And
Okay.
Angie Martinez, she did play the record. I remember the first time I heard it. I was at a pool spot and I was driving and I just heard the record and I was like, whoa. I remember stopping the car. I turned the radio off. You know what I mean? Like I got,
Right,
out,
right.
I literally pulled the car over and stepped out the car to hear it. And I remember when I got back to the neighborhood by the barber shop, everybody heard it because it was Hot 97. You know, everybody listened to
It's
Hot
prime
97. It
time.
was on a Friday, prime time.
That's right.
and everybody was like, "Yo, I heard the wreck. I heard your joint." My phone was ringing like it was crazy. You know what I mean? So people was going off, beepers.
Right. I'm about
Like,
to say
yo, I
your
heard it.
phone.
I heard you. So that particular time, I don't remember. I don't remember that part, but I do. I remember when it was getting played. You know, I remember that. That's what I remember.
Okay. And I can vividly remember you know, it was a big show. This night I felt like if this song would have played this particular night, it would have been some things. But it was also blocked. By the way, because I was actually there. I was sitting there, I was waiting, and it came up and it was about to go down. Let's transition a little bit, man. We do have Cee Willis on the check-in, author of the new book. Shout out to my boy A Boogie in the building. He said congratulations. Shout out to you.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you. Thank you. Thank you.
tuning in. And family, we asking everybody to go out there and support the book. All right. It is available on Kindle, Amazon Kindle. We asking for everybody to go ahead and support the book. Can I Fly? And we're gonna be talking a little bit about that in a second. I want to transition because you know I want the family to get an opportunity to get to know you. Not just jump into the book and then boom, boom, boom. Let's get to know you, and I think that's important because there's a story here, there's a journey getting up to this point, and I think it's very important for the people to kind of get a feeling of what that is and what that feels like. So I want to transition into um, Pass the Weed. All right, and let's talk about Pass the Weed for a minute. Now, you reinvented yourself as a solo artist after the group thing. You know the success with that. And it's so much. I mean, for us to really get into the whole ordeal, you know, it would take a whole long time, and I kind of want to condense this. So let's talk about reinventing yourself as a solo artist. You created the Pass the Weed brand, all right, after many years on your musical journey. Let's talk about Pass the Weed, what it means, and why the title.
Um, well, pass the weed is, it's a persona. Um, I had I became ordained minister,
Okay.
and to be like 100% honest, you know what I mean. People know I was always into the culture, and one of my god sister actually, it was a kind of a funny story. I told her I became ordained, and she was like, "What? You a pastor now? You're a pastor?" She was
Right.
like, What we gonna be? Pastor Weed? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I started laughing or whatever. And, I wasn't really into making solo tracks at the time. You know what I mean? I was just became ordained. Music was always my thing. I always loved it. It was always a passion, but I wasn't really serious about getting back into it. But then I started to like get into my culture, like I said, my family's from the islands, and I never really made Caribbean music like that. So I started to like get into it because I got older, it was like didn't want to be the 40-year-old rapper and all of them type of things. So I just was just
Right.
making music, some culture reggae music. But
Right.
then I was like, what am I going to call myself? It started with that. And I didn't really, see life was more the hip hop, you know what I mean? So I wanted to just reinvent myself. And then I thought about it. I was like, I'm gonna run with Pass the Weed. But the weed is an acronym which stands for we enlighten every day. We entertain every day, we educate every day, you know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what the breakdown of that, because I really don't, none of my songs are about marijuana, it's just the name itself was a kind of a nickname, kind of like, for becoming a minister. And it
Right.
just stuck. And I was like, it sounds cool, it's kind of catchy, it makes sense, you know what I mean? It kind of flows into the Caribbean. Oh, pasta with, you know what I mean? But it
Right.
it just flowed. It just sound good. So
Now,
that's
I
when I
mean,
yes.
yeah, because you did say, and let's go back to that because you said your cousin or your niece, she was like, so oh, you're a pastor now. So what you gonna do? You're gonna become Pastor Weed? But she was playing. Did it
Yes.
spark in your mind like, oh, that's actually a good name? That sounds dope.
Yes, it did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As it was a joke, it was turned around and it was catchy. It sound good. So I just ran with it
Right.
and took it from there.
Okay, so you do that or whatever. Now, did you feel like? I mean, did you ever go over thinking to yourself, yeah, this is good in my head. Now, you go to sleep and wake up the next day. Do you still feel the same about it? Did you have any kind of fears that this may be taken the wrong way, or you already knew that you was going to be all right because you'll be able to actually get people to understand exactly what this is? And on this journey of this, creating this new brand, have you been getting any pushback with it or any negative energy because of it? How has the experience been with the Pastor Weed brand and you actually conveying that message clearly to the market?
It had its it was catchy, first because it was a conversation piece
Mm,
because when
okay.
as see life never struck up a conversation to be had. It would be like, I'm see life, that's it. But when I say it's Pastor Weed, like all of a sudden, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean by that? And all press is good, whether it's good or bad, any way you take it, and it just started coming like that. Then I actually had a radio station, Smash Radio 1 FM, and I had a morning show, Wake and Bake morning show, Pass the Weed, bringing you what you need, and I did a Wake and Bake morning show, and we had topics, serious topics, and things like that. But it was like I said, I never made songs, on ganja or anything like that. Not to say I don't partake, nothing wrong with that,
Hmm.
but there was some where people would be like frown up a little bit. Some people would be like, "Yay, it was good and bad." It had its both reactions, negative and positive, but it always brought up conversation. Anywhere up to this day, it always brings a conversation.
Wow. Pastor Weed. Now we do have two singles from the actual album. You currently have the two singles and they are on the streaming services. What are the streaming services the songs are available on?
It's on all platforms. Anywhere digital music can be bought, it's there.
Okay. Absolutely. Now, I would have liked to get into the actual two songs. However, shout out to Adrian who said I'm partaking right now. Okay. Shout out to you. But what I would like to do is kind of get into the book because we started off on a rocky start, and I think as the time go on, the algorithm starting to pick up, and people are starting to see the feed. How you feeling right now, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, feeling fabulous. I'm glad for the opportunity. Like I
Yeah,
said, the book has been doing very well for it just to come out. The numbers is really good every day. Every time I look at it, it's just selling more and more and more copies. I'm very happy for that.
absolutely. And the book "Can I Fly" is now available on the Kindle Amazon platform. All right, for those of you out there that's tuned in and listening, and for all of you who will get the playback, go ahead and support the book. All right, support the book. Buy the book. All right, drop comments as a certified purchaser, or certified buyer, to let people know that you have supported it and all that kind of stuff. And I think what I may do before we get up out of here is actually have um, give away, maybe let's give away like two books or something. We give away like two books. We'll purchase the books and actually give away. But I'm trying to find someone that it'll be suitable for. So we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Also, so let's talk about the book. All right, the book is titled "Can I Fly?" All right, a number one. I call it a number one bestseller. Right, and I'm gonna call it out right now. So out of all things, you could have written as a talented writer, this book and this whole idea of the children book, I think is just genius. I think is amazing. And I'm proud of you, man. I'm happy to see that this is
Thank you,
something
thank you.
to do. This is a big step. And I know, it's not probably nothing you never done before as far as the children book. Let's talk a little bit about that. Why the children book? Out of all of the amazing things, as great as a writer you are, Why the children book, and why now?
Because I'm a father. I'm older, and you have to realize and see your purpose in life. Like what are you here for? You have to leave something back. That's how I believe. And I've always been one to want to teach my brothers. Each one teach one. And what better way is to start with the youth? You know, and because I actually had a book. I wrote a book before. It was called the 420 Chronicles, and more or less, it was more on the partaking side and all of them type of things like that. But as moving forward, as I got older, and it's just being able to reach every audience without the questioning, without the well, what do you mean by that, or what are you doing? That whole pastor image. Not that I'm running away from that, but I wanted to just tap into me, Cee Willis, and get into something for the children. You know what I mean? I just wanted to do
Right.
something for the kids, having the kids of my own, and on them things like that to make you have to strive for your goals. Something that I wish I could have read when I was a younger person. So it was kind of like me writing to my younger self.
Nice, nice. So, can I fly? The concept "Can I Fly?" We heard so many songs. I believe I can fly. I can fly away, and so many titles with the thing "fly" in it. Let's talk a little bit about how did you develop the idea, and in developing the idea, how did you put that into the story? What was that process like?
Um, it's pretty much you finding out your own way of doing things. It starts off with a little boy named Tim. He meets a duck and pretty much asks the duck, can I fly? Can you teach me how to fly? Everyone He kept going to everybody who he thought were the ultimate flyers. But at the end of the day, he had to realize and believe in himself that he too can fly. You can do whatever you put your mind to. If I had to sum it up in a nutshell, is whatever you can put your mind to. So I broke it down for the young person, or older, for all like minds can get the examples, and them too can believe in themselves and can achieve their goals.
Nice. Well, here's a category, and here are the different age category types of children book that's out there. We have the category of 0 to 4 years old, which will have a lot of board books. The age 2 to 5 year olds, earlier picture books, and 4 to 8 year old, 5 to 8 year old, earlier reading fiction. 6 to 9 year olds, which would be a lot of chapter books. 8 to 12 year olds, which will be middle grade books, and 12 to 18 year olds, which will be young adult books. What age bracket, or what age bracket does this particular book, Can I Fly, fall under, and who this book for? And let's kind of get the age bracket straightened out.
Yeah, it falls into the 5 to 8. You can read this to your 1 year old, 2 year old, to get them into the beginning stages of just learning to read, showing, it's a bunch of illustration. The pictures are very vivid, but it's pretty much for 5 to 8, and I would say a kindergarten, the third, fourth grade.
Mm. Okay, 5 to 8. Let's talk a little bit about a book, man. Writing a book. This is the area for those out there who are actually trying to get into it. I'm sure there's millions of people. I'm talking about, if not tens of thousands, maybe millions of people who may have thought of writing a book. I mean, every day I meet people who we, talk about, man, I've been through so much in life. I got a story to tell. I could write a book. I should write a book. And man, if I write a book, oh man, people gonna be reading it. Let's talk a little bit about, what's the process, for those out there who are thinking about it, who just don't know where to start. How can we help some people out here actually get involved what is the right steps to take as a person who has interest in writing a book? What is the first steps and the best steps to take to actually make something like this happen?
First steps I would say is to actually don't procrastinate and actually write the book. You know what I mean? Actually take the time and write it. Sometimes people want to, we can be our biggest critic. We could be our biggest anchor. We can hold ourselves back from making things possible, but trying to make things so perfect all the time. You're like, oh, if I only had this or whatever. First thing is to believe in yourself and just write it. Nothing's going to come unless you have to write it. That's the first thing, believing in yourself and writing it. And what's so great about coming up in this era right now versus back in the days, this is the time of the independent. You know what I mean? Like, look at right now. We're doing a show. We're in the comfort of our own home, wherever we want to be. We can do whatever we want to do. You know, it was unimaginable for me to have a phone in front of me and conduct the interview. You know what I mean? We'd have to go to a whole studio. We got to drive. You know what I mean? Like, so this is the era with the internet. Anything is possible. You think
Mm.
there's that thing called Google. It's as simple as that. We don't have to run out and find this person and that person. It's just as simple as just typing in that search, I want to do X, Y, and Z, how to. And these things pop up. You know what I mean? It's really that simple. But the first thing really is to actually write it, take the time and put it together.
And that takes focus. That takes focus.
Yes.
That takes some consistency. How long did it take you to write the book? I mean, it is a short book, but did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you run into areas where there was a pause? Did you run into areas where you felt like it was good and okay, you know what? Let me go back. Let me change this. How much of that was going on in the whole thing? Because you just said the first thing, write it first. Let's do it first.
Yes.
Kind of
Yes.
do it first, and then we'll figure out everything else. Because if we don't do it, all that other stuff that's lined out for you ain't gonna make a difference.
Yeah.
So
Get
I
it, get
get
it, get
that.
out of your head. Bring it to reality. You know what I mean? Take it out of your head.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody out there. Peace and love to Gene on the check-in. He said congratulations. Also,
Thank you.
shout
Thank you.
out to
Thank you. Appreciate
Julie.
that.
All right. Peace and love to Julie's in the building who said congrats on the book as well. Um, and all that good stuff. So yeah. So that's it. You basically get out there, do it. Now let's talk a little bit about because they say, okay, yeah, I'm ready to do it. I'm that one out of 10,000, or I'm that one out of a million. I'm ready to do it. I got the book. What is the next step for
Correct.
those people out there that they would have to take to actually get the ball rolling now that they have the book written?
There's Amazon. You know what I mean? Amazon allows you KDP. Sign up with Amazon KDP account and upload your book. It's almost it's that simple in a nutshell. It's really just that simple. There's other publishing companies that all you have to do is upload, and then you work out the percentages of the who's and the whats. I got a lovely illustrator down with my team. Her name is Dia, and we worked together. I gave her the story. I told her how I wanted the boy to look like, and the other characters are pretty much self-explanatory. A plane, a rocket, a duck. But I pretty much wanted the Tim to be in my own likeness,
Mhm.
and so people of us can relate and go forward.
Yeah. Wow. So listen, that's powerful right there, y'all. Peace and love to the beautiful Jadea. My wife is on the check-in over there on
Today.
YouTube. Shout out to the folk on YouTube. Listen, and then we also want to do a little Q&A for those out there who listen and want to drop a comment or have a question. Go ahead and put it in the chat area, and then we'll go ahead and ask the question. If you have a question for Cee Willis, the author of the new amazing book, Can I Fly? So there it is. I mean, so um, Yeah, I mean, shit, it don't get no easier than that. I mean, that I didn't even expect for it to be that easy.
It's pretty simple. You know what I mean? Like I said,
Yeah.
we're very fortunate to come up in this time right
Mm,
now, this era. Things can happen. You know, you are your biggest holdback.
powerful. Shout out to Kathy on the check-in. Powerful. Yeah, I mean, so let's talk a little bit about the character, Tim. The archetype and the importance of you bringing him into this lovable, memorable, and relatable character. Um, what was it like creating him? And did you have any other ideas to go with a different kind of character? How does all that play and how does all that happen? What's going on in your mind with that?
Um, it's not really. It was just something where I chose him to be of color because I am. I thought of my children, and I pretty much started with, when I look in the mirror, what do I see at first? So that's why Tim is the way he is. But the story is for all races of all types because it's the lesson to believe in yourself and you can achieve anything that you choose that you can achieve in. And then I'm going to make it a coloring book, so therefore it doesn't have to be a color. Kim could be any color you would like him to be.
Powerful. Powerful. Yes, man. We got my boy C Willis in the building. Shout out to Kathy that just tuned in. She said, "Hey family, hey, how you doing, Kathy? Good to see you." Shout out to Adrian. Shout out to Gene. Good to see all of you in the building. It's been a minute since I've actually been on Facebook and doing a live show, and we look forward to actually bringing a lot of content and a lot more interviews to the platform, and talking with the people out there that's actually doing something positive, bringing some change and doing things that's a little different. And I think this was something that was very important us to talk about. I was excited when I heard about it, and I said, "Yo, man, we got to talk about it." I've been relaxed and
I
laid all
appreciate it. I
over the bed.
appreciate it.
We got to bring this in the building. We got to let people know it exists. I know that this book is going to do a fantastic job out here in the market. And I'm pumped up, man. I'm excited. Once again, I can't say how proud I am, and congratulations to you to be doing this right now. And it's beautiful, man. I'm so happy for you, bro.
Thank you,
Honestly,
thank you, thank you. I appreciate
absolutely.
it. I appreciate you and what you're doing. You know what I mean. I'm glad that you're back. You're back out. You know what I mean. We have always, if people don't know, me and you have tons of history. And what I've always, respected and admire about our relationship is that we are always there to pick each other up. When one is down. We made records together. We've been on tours together. We did shows together. I even remember a time, when we was in the park, it was just me and you, and partaking, just doing what we did, as teens, young teens, and you came to me and you was like, "Yo, you rapping? I want to rap." You know what I mean? And then from just that, you telling me you wanted to rap, and then come along, and then you one of the dopest, rappers that I have ever had the honor of rapping with. You know what I mean? So that just goes to show that we feed off each other. And then when I took a break, you went out and was doing your solo thing, and you called me out and was like, "Yo, man, I need you, brother." And then
That's
I just jumped on the stage with you. I didn't even know the songs, but it was just the
yeah.
chemistry, the magic, and it's been going back and forth, and I'm glad that me doing this right now it just inspired you to just continue doing what you've been doing, what you love to do,
It brought
and
me back out.
exactly,
It
so
brought me back out.
it's dope, I love it.
Nah, that's real, man. Yeah, and I can remember the day. I remember the day, coming to you with that, saying, "Hey, I ain't write it yet, but I can write it now. It's gonna sound good."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember. I mean, come on, that's
It's gonna
like a
sound
time
good.
when I called you like late in the night, seeing Capleton, on
Right,
stage, and I thought, you know what I mean, and
right. You hit me
it
that. You
just
hit me.
goes back. We
Yeah.
got West Indian roots, man, and everything
Yes.
comes back. full circle.
Yes, and the crazy thing about that is the actual time that when you text me, you was like, because I didn't know. I'm doing my own thing. You doing your thing.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't talked in probably some a little while, not too long, but in a little while. So you just came out of nowhere with the text, and when I read the text, it was the next day. And so when I looked at the time, it said 10:21, which is my actual birthday. So it was like, wow, that's ironic because you hit me out of nowhere and it landed on that actual time. So I thought that was a little,
Yeah.
And
It,
so
it, it was the birth, it's the birth. It's the seed that dropped to birth all of this to get everything back rolling again. You know what I mean? It's the rebirth. I look at
powerful.
certain things sometimes, like everything is a cycle.
Mm,
Like it's 12 o'clock 2 times for the day. You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
It's 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? So that's why we got seasons and things are little pieces here. You think that little one chapter in your life defines your whole life. No, that's just a part of it. And
Hmm.
you got to go through that to come back around and get it going again. You know what I mean? So you got to go through stages. It take a time to just cool out for a minute. You know what I mean? Settle down, get your thoughts together, do certain things, and then come back. So what we're doing is what we was always meant to do.
Absolutely, man. Hey, drop your comments below. If you got a question for Cee Willis, please drop a comment. You want to know how to get the book. You want to know, you just have a specific question about the book industry, about anything in the area of the book that you need some insight on, or maybe some or whatever it is. Please feel free to go ahead and drop your comments below. But nah, man, that's amazing, and that's truth right there. It really sparked me because I was so pumped up. I felt like I was, I'm like, yo, I'm there. This is, it's on, So that did that for me. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm honored and amazed and happy for this whole situation and being able to have the platform because we never put nothing down. We only stop for a little bit. We keep
Exactly.
sharpening the
Yes.
swords behind the scene. There's never gonna be a point of, well, yo, what happened? The camera's dull and this is that. We started off a little rough with the echo and stuff, but it turned out the way that it's supposed to. And and that's just what it's about. You never stop doing anything. You just have to keep. Sometimes you take a break. Sometimes you deal with what's more important. Which is family and all that kind of stuff. And so you deal with that. And then, when the time is right, all along, then you come back. But all along, I've been hitting at it. It's magical behind the scenes. And I'm just so happy to actual step out as the first show in 2023. Because I can remember, I think the last show we did was in 2022. So I haven't been on here in a long time. Like I really haven't been on
Yeah.
here in a while. And so I'm happy that the opportunity presented itself to step out, with this. And so that's a beautiful thing. Let's before we get out of here, family, go ahead and drop a comment below and let us know if you got any questions for Cee Willis. The name of the new book is called Can I Fly? It is a children's book. It's 24 pages to the book. As a matter of fact, let me play the commercial real quick so the family out there can get an idea of of exactly the description of what's going on the book. So check it out, family.
Can I Fly by Cee Willis is a heartwarming story about friendship, determination, and the joy of achieving your dreams. Children of all ages will enjoy this story of Tim, a boy who dreams of flying. Along the way, he meets different characters like a duck, an unstable airplane, and a friendly rocket. But most importantly, Tim learns that everyone has their own way of flying, and there is no need to compare themselves to anyone else. With beautiful illustrations and simple yet profound lessons, this book is perfect for parents who want to encourage their children to pursue their dreams and understand that everyone is unique. Can I Fly will inspire children to reach for the stars and celebrate their individuality. It is a must-read for any child who wants to believe in the limitless possibilities of their imagination.
There it is. Can I fly? Hey man, that song is real. Is it got me in here dancing. I can see the kids bouncing around doing their little. So we have to yeah, we got to push this all the way out to Christmas. We need to make this. I'm gonna need you to come back on the show. I'm gonna need you to come back on the show.
Most definitely, most definitely. Definitely come back,
Yeah,
more books, and definitely do some giveaways and things like that. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share my story with the people. You know what I mean? Glad to see you back on in effect,
absolutely.
and let's make it happen, my brother. You know what I mean? But I would like to let the people know Can I Fly by Cee Willis. Get it on Amazon Kindle. It's a great read for your children.
Amazon Kindle, absolutely. Go over to Amazon Kindle and go ahead and get the purchase. The book has been out for a short period of time right now. It's
Yes,
doing
yes,
well
yes. It's doing very
um,
well. Yes.
out there. And man, can we show how well it's doing? Or is that something you want to do right
Yeah,
now?
let it, of course. Sure, let the people know.
So
I mean,
this is what the book is doing right now. Let's blow this up so the family can see this. This is what the book is doing right now. All right. The book is
yeah,
actually the top selling book right now.
yeah. It's been it's doing great. It's doing phenomenal. It's doing phenomenal. Um,
Yeah.
Give
I
thanks to
mean,
the Most High. It
yeah,
shocked me. You know what I mean? For it to only be out for a few days and it to catch like that. I'm very happy. We actually about to, in the makings of putting something on the PBS Kids, you know, little storytelling segment. That's what I'm in the works with now. And
yeah.
just trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? Tim is going to be more to Tim. The Can I
Tim, yeah,
series will keep
yeah.
it going.
Keep it going. And Tim, listen, we're gonna be doing some more stuff in the area of this. I want to push this all the way out to Thanksgiving. I want to push it all the way out to Christmas. I want this to be one of the, one of a hot ticket item for people. We also going to be we looking at giving away because I think what I'm going to do is give away a lot of books. I'm gonna purchase the books myself, and we're going to get some folk behind the book, and we're going to give away a lot of books. But I want to, create something that's going to, something meaningful, and point that energy towards an area that's needed. So I think that's something that we're going to be doing in the near future. I'm really excited. Shout out to Kathy, shout out to Sasha, shout out to Julie, shout out to Kiwaju, shout out to Jean, shout out to Adrian, shout out to um, Thomasina. Shout out to Ophelina. Shout out to Levon, and shout out to Yvette, who Pooh Bear White, who tuned in a little bit early. All right. So listen, family, this is where we're going to be. All right. We'll be here in the main office. And I think for the platform, we'll start bringing you a lot of this kind of content. But I do have two more questions before we get out of here. You're doing it, you did it, it's done, it's out, it's available. Um, did you have any challenges? What were your biggest challenges you had with your specific goal in writing and publishing this book? And did you come up against any hurdles? And if you did, how did you overcome it? For those of the people out there who want to take that next step and they're just a little afraid. What kind of hurdle?
Yeah, the biggest hurdle was me in my own head. That was the most biggest thing. The fear of what people are going to think about it, what people are going to say. Is it good enough? You'll never know if you don't do it.
Mm,
You know,
powerful.
if it don't, like they say, it don't kill you, make you stronger. You won't know. You got to do it, and that's it. That's all I can tell anybody. You have to do it. It's like take a learn from Tim. You know what I mean? Take a page out of Tim's book, and you got to do it. You
Yeah,
can do whatever you put your mind to, and that's really it. I really don't have anything negative. I really can't say, oh, it was this big hurdle, because it actually wasn't.
you
Once
was
I
your own
told
hurdle.
myself that I can do it, I can fly, I'm flying. Let's do it.
There it is, man. Cee Willis Anything in closing, my brother, you want to drop your social media handles, anything promotional, anything else you want to leave with the family before we get up out of here?
Yeah, right now, if you want to follow Cee Willis on Facebook, um, we can start there. Once you get in tune with that, everything else will follow from there. But Can I Fly is out now, Amazon, Kindle. The name is Cee Willis, Cee Willis, Willis. Can I Fly?
Can I Fly? Peace and love to the family, man. This is your boy Shaun J. Cee Willis, the author. Can I Fly? Go over to Amazon Kindle right now and support the book. Go ahead and support the book. All right, it is available right now. Peace and love to the family, man. This is your boy Shaun J. Cee Willis, the author, my good friend, artist, entrepreneur, community activist, somebody that's well known in the community. Continue to support this brother. He's doing positive things. All right, he's a good man. We love him, we respect him, and we are happy to see him doing what he's doing today. And I think that has to be applauded. All right, so peace and love to the family. All right, we out of here. Main office,
Yes,
your boy
thank you.
Shaun G.
All right.